Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to this player review with me, boy FIFA 1 HD, where we will be taking a look at the 84 rated Inform Quincy Promes. Now before we do, as always, if you enjoy the video, please smash that like button, as that will really mean a lot to me. And also, if you have any questions, leave that in the comments below, as I love answering what you guys have to say. So, we've seen the team that we used him in, the position that we played him in, although I did move him a bit further forward in game. He was a very solid player, and I'll tell you why, and the attribute details really do reflect that. The acceleration and sprint speed on Promes, as always, is ridiculous. It's so good, so quick, electric with his pace. And then his shooting column is a little bit of a mixed bag. His attack positioning I didn't feel was particularly great, and that's reflected in the 79 there. Finishing, shot power, long shots are also quite decent, but nothing really too much to brag about other than maybe his shot power. Volleys and penalties also pretty average. Passing wise, great vision, very solid crossing, and his short passing is also really good. Long passing and curve are okay. Dribbling wise, he is absolutely fantastic because he does have the 5-star skill moves, and he also has really high agility. It's a shame that his balance isn't maybe a little bit higher, but I never really had too much of an issue with that. Reactions, ball control, dribbling and composure also pretty solid. Not the best in the air and not the best with his strength, but he does have good stamina and he does have decent jumping, which is always advantageous. So now that we've seen those attribute details, guys, let's jump into some in-game footage and hear what I thought about him. So my thoughts on the 84 rated Inform Promes were that he was a really fun player. First and foremost, this guy is ridiculously overpowered when it comes to dribbling. The 5-star skill moves meant that even I could skill past people time and time again. I could cut inside, I can create some fantastic angles, and also just have a really good time with this card. Draw a lot of fouls and penalties, and just really get past people, create the space, and do exactly what you'd want with this style of card. He's electric, he is very pacey, obviously, we all know that. Then he comes in with the dribbling, and it just makes for a very fun card. Really overpowered, very fun to use. The things that I did think could be a little bit better was definitely his finishing. At times I felt like his attack positioning let him down a lot. Even though he had a high attacking work rate, the fact that his attack positioning wasn't that switched on at only 79, I felt that he did make a few too many wide runs for my liking. Didn't always get himself into the box, or sometimes he even held back into more of a cam position at times, whereby I was just left wanting him further up the pitch, wanting him to make that follow-on run after he did give that give and go, really get himself into the box. When he did get himself into the box, into a good shooting chance, whether he created it himself or he got the assist from someone else, his shooting was a little bit of a mixed bag for me. 1v1, I didn't actually find it as OP as I thought I would. I upgraded this area, it's already quite good to begin with at 83, and don't get me wrong, he did score me goals, as you will see with these clips. But I did find that whether it was from just inside the box or maybe just outside the box, he wasn't that clinical. You know, any decent goalkeeper that someone has in goal, I would say has about a 50-50 chance of saving it. That is the one problem with this card for me, was that he wasn't as clinical as I would expect. Now it is early days in FIFA, and I do expect there to be more Promes cards as FIFA continues. That's pretty much always the way. You always get a good few Informs, and if you're looking for that final Promes card, this one isn't it. It's a good one in the meanwhile when it's the best Promes available, but it's not the be all and end all. It's not the best super sub Promes that everyone's going to be utilising. It's decent, he's cheap, it's fun, it's a good card to use, great agility, really fun dribbling, very solid with his passing. He's a usable card. Most people will be looking at him as a super sub, which I definitely think is worth having. You know, if you've got a spare sort of 20 to 30k in your club and you want a really solid player for weekend league, for rivals, even just for squad battles that you can bring on, who's going to be electric, who's going to be able to create and score some goals for you, then yes, this is a good card to use. He's hard to fit into your teams. Yes, he has a good nation, but his league does leave a little bit to be desired. And then you throw in the fact that for me, I just didn't think he was entirely clinical enough for the best sort of Promes experience. I have only given him an 8.3 out of 10. He delivers so much enjoyment, but there is that little bit of frustration that just let it down for me. I think he's great value and definitely a card that I would entice you to go out and buy, because for me he was a great deal of fun. But is he the finished article, and is he a player that you have to build a team around? Not really, he's not quite there yet for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and peace.